What is going on, people? Before we start this video, it is very important that I make it abundantly clear that I reached out to Michael before making this video. In fact, I reached out to Michael after I saw his interview with Mary on Kicking Kibitz. Reason being is because, you see, I thought to myself, if he's now doing interviews with somebody else that's also on the same platform as me, YouTube, he must be open to be doing one with other content creators as well. So I reached out to him via Instagram DMs, and Michael read my message but chose to not respond, which is completely fine. But bear in mind, if Michael had responded, of course, I would have then given the benefit of the doubt of this video. Okay, but he didn't respond, which is fine. So therefore, I am more than happy. In fact, I highly recommend that if Michael has anything against or wants to clarify anything or correct anything that goes on in this video, he contacts me, and then me and him can have that conversation. Okay, obviously an interview, and therefore people can see, then therefore he can have his own say. Now, of course, he's got the option to go to other people and do videos with them regarding this one. But because I am the one that's presenting you guys with this information, for credibility basis, in my purposes, in my opinion, it would be stronger for his case, or for him in general, shall I say, if he was to come to me and we did the video, because of course I'm the one presenting this one, rather than him go elsewhere and people can think other things. But hey, that is entirely up to him. Now, I will say this: Michael has been accused by people online, okay, for talking to various women since his breakup with Angela, which, listen, respectfully, he has every right to want to speak to who he wants to speak to. Now, the information was not necessarily confirmed by Michael, but I will say that one of those women decided to reach out to me. Now, this is a woman that had been speaking to Michael for several months, okay? And she generally thought that Michael was a good guy. She generally liked him and said, you know, their relationship seemed quite well. You know, at least from their conversations. And Michael was consistent with talking to her every single day and messaging every single day. But then something happened. Something happened that then made this woman think, whoa, I don't know if Michael's a good person anymore. So therefore, she decided to contact me to get my thoughts, and therefore we can then think about how to move forward. And this is why I am where I am right now. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to read all the screenshots that I have of the conversation that they've had, and then I will allow you guys to paint whatever picture you want to paint based on information that I'm going to present to you. Of course, I'll give you my opinion as well. Absolutely, it's what I do. So let's get into it. So in this first screenshot here, my apologies, let me just soup over a little bit. In this first screenshot itself in particular, okay, as you can see, this is back in July 20th of 2024. So this is this year, okay? Michael starts off the top by saying, I stay with a friend, something house. 4-bedroom, so he rented out one. Now he want to rent the other. She comes in and says, why can't you just rent from him? Or are you already? She also says, or is he renting to someone you don't like? I'm trying to understand what you're saying. He want me to move elsewhere, and I would prefer to get a place of my own. She responds by saying, that's messed up, and I don't blame you. Most single guys have roommates though. It's super expensive where you're at. It's expensive here too. It's not that expensive here. She responds by saying, it's $2,000 a month here for a 1-bedroom, and those apartments were $750 a month in 2022. It is around that price there. Is it around that price there? He responds by saying, it's less here, hun. I think a good 1-bedroom apartment start from $1,200 to $1,300. Now, why are we having this conversation? Why did she share this screenshot? Well, we know that John Yates has been talking about how Michael has moved from one apartment to another apartment, and he's obviously thrown accusations around how he believes, you know, Michael did get paid by TLC, and he has good income coming in from other sources, whether they be a TikTok and XYZ. And, you know, really and truly, when it comes to the GoFundMe, that's not something that Michael ever really needed. And it's something that, you know, he believes Michael opened up to be able to pay for him to move out. So this information here is just to show you that Michael was in a position where he was looking to move out. But let's continue, because like I said, there's a whole picture here. 10 days later, July 30th, okay, July 30th, 2024, of course, this year, Michael sends a picture of a car that has been wrecked. He says at the top, I had an accident some hours ago. I can just about see that, but yeah. She says, I hope you keep that private and I'm happy you're okay. I would be upset with you if you wasn't here anymore. Was that your fault? And please tell me you have insurance. He responds by saying, it was my fault. I thought the lady moved knowing she stopped, not knowing she stopped, okay? So he's taking accountability, and he's been honest that yes, he did hit a woman, okay? All right, cool. Now also on top of that, let's not forget though, he does ask her the question, please tell me you have insurance, okay? That question has been asked, okay? Now, as you saw, or as you can see here, Michael decided to not respond to that comment itself in particular. Now, usually if somebody does not respond to a question or a comment, it tells me that, well, it means they don't have insurance, because if he did have insurance, well, he would say that I have insurance. Just my take. Now, in the same conversation, okay, as you can see here, all right, regarding the please you have insurance, as you can see, we continue where he says it was my fault. I thought the lady I thought the lady moved not knowing she stopped. So hit her behind. Then she started acting funny. She comes in and says, babe, you can't trust that people are really gonna move forward, and you can't trust that they're really gonna turn. So she's gonna sue you, yeah? Huh? He responds by saying, I don't think so. It was my fault because I hit her behind. I gave her $100. I told her I would fix the car. She does start off here at the bottom by saying it's if she was acting funny, which proceeds to the next one. If she was acting funny, that means she's planning on contacting an attorney to sue you for injuries. I've heard that in America, people love to wait for someone to bang in their car, so therefore they can sue them for God knows how much. Anyway, we continue. Babe, unfortunately, you just have to give her the $100, but we will see. I hope I'm not right, but she will find out. You work for TLC and she's going to take advantage of that. Now, she did say that Michael did tell her at some point that he was wearing his face mask, so the woman was less likely to recognize who he was. Now, she continues by saying, this is why I pay $78 a month for insurance, because all I will owe if my car was totaled or the car is totaled plus injuries is $500. Now, this is to say, or at least I think in my opinion, this is to say that Michael's car was basically totaled. He says, I told her I'll fix her bumper. That's it. She responds by saying, unfortunately, that's not the way it works here. It's just not the way it works here. I'm assuming a police report wasn't filed. Now, I can confirm to you, upon my research and also upon research from people that I also know in America, no police report was filed, because we looked through the database and I promise you now, we could not find a single thing. Which one also confirm, well, it doesn't necessarily confirm he doesn't have insurance, but it also does say that clearly he's had a conversation with this woman, and therefore he's also promised her that he's obviously going to help sort her car out. Now we're going to get to the point where this woman started to feel as if Michael wasn't the guy she thought he was. She says if she goes back to file a report, if they find out you didn't have insurance, in Texas, you lose your license. Trust me, babe, I'm just being honest with you. My daughter's dad was a cop before he I'm putting this word in it, sadly passed away. Now, the reason why I believe this was not necessarily the turning point, but this is the moment that I realized this is when she started to wake up. She speaks about how her daughter's dad was a cop, which tells me that she was with somebody that obviously works for the law, and that tells me that she has a certain level of integrity. She lives by certain levels of certain morals. So those morals would be doing the right thing. But because Michael, in this moment in time, doesn't look as if he has done the right thing, I believe this is when she started to question whether or not if he was a genuine person or not. Because you see, moving forward, she does ask him multiple times again regarding the car situation, and Michael's answers, I guess they just wasn't convincing enough. And I hope you are staying to the end, because trust me, I'm going to explain everything that is going on here, okay? I'll give you the summary in case you're unsure. Now, on the next day, Michael reaches out to her and says, "Hey, hun, how are you doing? Just checking." I'm pretty sure it's meant to say checking in, but anyway. She says, just getting signed up for college classes and my daughter's pre-K stuff finished. How's your day going, babe? Also about to mess with you at TikTok. He responds, LOL, okay. She says, did ya get your car situation dealt with? He says, it's at the dealer workshop. We'll start fixing next week. We'll try to drive like an old man from now on, babe. No more drag racing. And he says, hell yes. Now, a few days later on August 11th, okay? In this one here, we're going to skip the first bit because the first bit isn't exactly relevant to this per se. She also asks him again. Also, I thought you got your car fixed because you sent me a pic in it. LOL. So is it still wrecked? Do you have to fix the woman's car too? Michael says, I'm gonna get my car ready this week. That's good. As you can see, Michael does not respond to the question. Did you have to fix the woman's car? Now remember, he did say he had to fix her bumper. He hasn't spoke about fixing the bumper, nor is he responding to this part as well. And generally speaking, when somebody decides to not respond to questions, that tells you everything that you need to know. I'll let you be the judge of that, okay? Now, she does joke down below by saying, get your car ready, babe, LOL, like you're just gonna go vacuum it out, right? Now, with that being said, we'll move on to the next one. Now, this one here is August 13th, the same day as the GoFundMe. Now, I will clarify this. I know John Yates did release some screenshots of a conversation Michael was having with a woman. I can confirm that this is not the same woman John Yates was exposing at the time. This is a different person, okay? But this woman strongly believes that the screenshots that John Yates did provide of my having a conversation with somebody else are legit. But hey, that's just that. Now, with that being said, okay, in this one here, she obviously asks again, did you get your car fixed yet? And this is why I say, since she revealed about her daughter's father being an officer, this is what tells me this is why she was so hell-bent on always asking him the situation of the car, because for her this is just something that is important because it's a part of her morals, her integrity, and I can understand that, okay? Because I personally know people that, hey, you know what I mean, and to be fair, we all have certain things that we need to keep checking to make sure somebody has done it, you know? Well, people who have integrity or have morals, let's just say that, okay? Now, as you can see here, she says, babe, I sent you a text that was for you and I sent it to my mechanic. I literally want to die right now, LOL. Michael responds by saying, you need to watch it whenever you text. I should get the car this weekend. Okay, now bear in mind, this is now 13th of August, okay? And she says, he replied, no worries, I'll see you this afternoon. I definitely don't want to go, okay? And then obviously goes, well, you get it soon enough, babe. Okay. He responds, LOL, sure. Now we're going to move on to the next one. This is the same date, the 13th. As you can see, Michael has shown Michael has sent the link of the GoFundMe. Did Mary, aka Kiki, do that for you? He responds, yes. She says, start sharing it on all your social media and the content creators will get it out there fast. Also, they have been attorneys saying they will help you. I think that's what Kobe meant, just to ask for help. Now, why is this part key? Here's the thing. There are people who did say, that Michael could get an attorney that will probably help him for free or help him at a discounted price, whatever, okay? So here's the thing. This is the picture that has been painted, and this is where this woman is at. This is what she believes, and this is why we are here making this video. And this is why, if Michael wants to come on this platform here on this channel to clarify anything that is being said here, we're ready for you. Okay, well, I'm ready for you, okay? So here's the thing. She's under the influence and believes strongly that the money that was created for the GoFundMe, that the GoFundMe wasn't purely solely created for the legal fees. That the GoFundMe itself in particular was created for the purposes of the car being totaled, as well as also Michael needing to move homes. And this is something that I know John Yates was basically trying to tell us for ages, but yeah, John says things without any form of evidence. Yeah, you know what I mean? This is giving us something, okay? So she's just saying that at the end of the day, upon speaking to Michael and him basically not ever confirming with her regarding the car being sorted out, not just his car, but also the other woman's car, things just doesn't seem right, doesn't feel right, okay? And therefore, she also says that she does know that the GoFundMe, like a lot of people do know, initially was for 50K. But then Michael put it down to 25K because 50K was obviously outrageous. And even at that moment in time, she still thought, okay, Michael's a good guy. He needs help with the legal fees. So he needs to do what he gotta do. But the moment that the GoFundMe went from 25K to 50K, that's when alarm bells started ringing, and then that's when I believe she started to put in some of the pieces together. And this is the point I believe she then decided to reach out to myself in particular. And then obviously we had discussions for a while. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay. Either way though, this is where we are right now. So the question is this: do you believe that the GoFundMe money was just for legal fees? Or do you believe that the GoFundMe money was not just for legal fees, but the GoFundMe money was also for potentially helping Michael move homes and also helping Michael fix his own car or maybe get a new car? And also, well, we don't know about him fixing the other woman's car because that was never answered. Now, I will say this, in my opinion, this is what I would suggest. Michael doesn't have to do it, but I think because the GoFundMe is a public thing where the public pay to give you money, I would strongly encourage Michael to show receipts proving that the money that he got from the GoFundMe has been going to the legal fees. And also at the same time to also show evidence or fees that proves that he has paid this woman's car. Now that is something particular. Technically, he doesn't have to because that's not necessarily in our public, but it's a part of the story. So to clear up that part of the story, I feel like it will be quite important to also show that yes, you have got a good heart and you have sorted out this woman's car and all that kind of stuff, and not that you've obviously driven into her without insurance and therefore you just basically lied to her and now she's having to do whatever she's got to do to fix her own car, because the damage that Michael has to his car, let's be real, that damage is no joke. Let's just get a little zoom in here. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay, this damage right here is no joke. Okay, so that means that damage in particular would be quite bad on her side too. So in my opinion, I generally do believe that he should release receipts showing us that the GoFundMe money was legit for just the legal fees. Doesn't have to do it for this, but I think this would help him even more if he did. And the only reason why I believe he should do it for the GoFundMe, to do it for the legal fees, because the GoFundMe was money that people gave him. It's not necessarily his own personal money. That I will say for sure. Okay. And I believe, yes. Now, with that being said, as you know, in life, when a woman is hurt, some women will then tend to start to dig into more information. So she decided to also look up how long it would have taken Michael to walk from Angela's house all the way to the nearest Walmart. And as you can see here, 1 hour and 55 minutes in one direction, 2 hours and 2 minutes in another direction. So obviously this is her saying that, listen, I do not believe this man walked 5 hours. I think he lied to the public to basically make the public feel sorry for him even more. So therefore viewers would then be in a position where they would want to actually give him money more than ever. Because let's not forget, Michael is somebody that has been earning money not only from the GoFundMe, but also from TikTok, also from Cameo, and from other online things as well that I'm unsure about. And you see, with this woman, she's in a position where she feels that enough is enough, and people should at least be warned of the type of person that they are giving money to. She's not saying that people should stop giving this money, Michael money, when it comes to his TikTok and whatnot. She's just saying that people should know the truth. They should know a part of him, rather than blindly spending their money on somebody that may not be 100% truthful of what he needs or wants the money for. Which I think is a fair thing to say. Now, also on top of that, but I will say this though, from my knowledge, from things that I've been spoken to, that I've been told before by people who have been a part of the show, Sharp Entertainment, aka TLC, do have a tendency sometimes to tell cast members to say certain things for more of a drama effect. So there may be a possibility where TLC have told Michael to say 5 hours. But here's my thing though. On the interview he did with Mary Keegan Kibitz, she did ask him, or they had the conversation, and he did say it was 5 hours, and he literally stood on business that yes, it was. And also on top of that, that same interview he had with Mary, he also said categorically, and this was he said categorically, the money for the GoFundMe is for the legal fees. And because he said categorically it is for it, but this information is showing us that it might not be, receipts, in my opinion, would be the best way to go forward. And also, like I said, there's other things that were said here. And in my opinion, if he wants to clear those things up, contact me and we can have that interview, and then we can get it out there, and then people can then continue to have their own thoughts. But here's the thing though, just to give you a bit more. Now, some people may think that maybe the person that's contacting me isn't really in contact with Michael, blah, blah, blah. This is all made up, blah, 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 blah. So she decided to also send me a screenshot, or a selfie, shall I say, of Michael that is sent to her, something that we wouldn't necessarily see anywhere else. Okay? But not only did she give me that too, she also sent me a recording of a voice note Michael sent to her. Now, this voice note doesn't have anything whatsoever implicating Michael in any negative way, whatever. It's just to evidence say that yes, I am speaking to him. We have been speaking for months, because he even sent me voice notes too. So let's play it just so you know that, yeah.
Here's the thing.
I do apologize. The voice, the volume isn't really that loud in it, but there's nothing I can do about it, you know. So yeah, I think that's what happens when you download things over a voice note and then da 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 da.
I don't remember dreams at times, but sometimes I do. But it might not be everything. I mean, the whole dream, but I do remember sometimes. So that's it. I'm out, I'm driving, and it's raining here. So I haven't checked my DNA through Ancestry. No, I haven't done that at all. So I might someday.
Now, hopefully you heard everything they said there, but I want to also clarify that this VN was sent 5 days before the car incidents, and you did hear him say that he is out and he is driving in the rain. And the only thing that I would say that sounds a little bit concerning is that it sounds as if he was driving whilst he was also on the phone in the rain, which isn't exactly necessarily the best of ideas. But hey, I guess in life we're not all saints, but I'll let you do what you want with that information yourself in particular. But either way though, I said what I said before at the very beginning, that for me personally, I strongly would advise Michael to reach out and we do an interview, we do a video of some kind, okay, where he can go through some of the things that, or everything that was said here. And yeah, I mean, we don't have to talk about anything that revolves to the show, because I do know how the NDA does work. So I understand there's certain things that we can't speak about, but when it comes to this situation, this is something that I know that we can speak about, okay? So yes, if Michael wants to come on the show to clarify anything, this is the place that I believe you should go, rather than go anywhere else, because I'm the one that's giving this out, so you have more credibility coming here. But also on top of that, if he wants to, I also recommend that he drops receipts of proof that the GoFundMe has gone to the people's money he's using has gone to the legal fees that he categorically said they are going to. The car situation, does he have to show us proof that he has paid for the woman's bumper? Maybe not, but I think because the information is now out there, and I believe this is what has triggered this woman to now think Michael isn't a good guy. Personally, I would say given those screenshots of that too would benefit you. Nonetheless though, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on yourself in particular. But for me, based on the information that has been given to me, I personally don't have a reason to doubt it. And for someone that literally critiques things and looks into things and literally sees things for what they are, as you already know, the people that have been a part of this channel, you know I ain't gonna BS you, and I'm always gonna be true to my word. And for me personally, I'm in a position where I'm more inclined to believe the pattern here, because the pattern itself, just to summarize the video, okay, is that when he's asked certain questions regarding the woman's car, he's not answering those questions. That is not a good look. If we're looking at the fact that she kept asking him about his own car for literally a space of about 2 weeks, I would say, and the answers were pretty much the same, and there was really not much of a progression, and then all of a sudden now, the GoFundMe was made, and then we're seeing him now in a new place, The timelines, for me, they're too close for me to say that I don't believe this, which is why I'm more on that side where I'm like, yeah, I see this. But either way though, we are all entitled to have our own opinions on how we want to see things. Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.